Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Bring It On. Let's go pay Commander Cliver a visit, see if we can't report Penhelm's dishonesty. So head to Copper Lane to the Expedition Hall and turn in the armor to Osric.
Right.
So we can't report him. Guess we leave that up to Osric once we give him the armor back. If he even comes back to the Knights. From what we heard, he wasn't happy with the Crucible Knights to begin with. So he might just take his armor and leave. Then after this quest, we have one more quest I want to do, and then we'll go to Heritage Hill and knock out that one.
Right.
Let me know how it goes with the Knights. Is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? You're right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelm forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that. He's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you're owed much. He withdraws a leather coin purse from his pocket and hands it to you. Stop by Sonild's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city. I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. What is this armor to you anyway? Osric looks around, trying to appear casual. It's nothing really. Just a keepsake. He tries to look you in the eye. When he does, he appears to reconsider. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of Magrin, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us dear Woodens, real dear Woodens, we don't have nobility or birthrights, unless you're some copper screwer from Adir. All we got's the honor we bring to our family name. The Order of Magrin is, well, they don't give it out too much. Not often you see a member of the dozens whose revolutionary ties are as good as he says they are. So this, he pauses, considering the weathered metal, a pale image of his former self, but still catching the light. It's something to live up to. Got business with me? No, farewell. Alright, several level ups. Take care of that. Athletics. This will stack nicely with the poleaxe that Pallegina has equipped. It has the same effect. Let's get coordinated attacks. The Paladin fights in perfect synergy with the closest ally attacking the same foe, providing the ally with an accuracy bonus. The plus 10 accuracy granted to an ally attacking the same target. Doesn't help with his damage, though. That seems pretty good. Any immunity, I'm always a huge fan of. Doesn't matter what it is, how often you come across it. Just being immune to something is nice. Now I'll go with clear out. Only 2 per rest, though. It's not per encounter. So I'm not as big of a fan. Unbending would also be handy. Let's go to clear out. It sweeps the fighter's melee weapon in a large arc, knocking enemies prone and causing crush damage. It does crush damage, a 5-meter push, prone for 5 seconds. Reduced accuracy. Maybe we can make up for that. I just keep putting points into stuff that boosts her companion. Oh, this looks cool. This also be good because she has that, she already has a dot. Increased accuracy and damage. Tough call. We'll go with this one. This is basically a free attack, if I understand it correctly. Each range attack loosed by the ranger contains such force as to fly straight through the first target, hit another target behind it for less damage. Oh, it is less damage. But still, it's more free damage. If I remember to target someone in the front. Now let's get Predator Sense instead. So heightens the predatory instincts of the ranger's animal companion, give them a damage bonus on any creature suffering a damage over time effect. This also works because my paladin has a dot as well. So we have 2. I don't think anyone else has a dot. Except for some of Aloth's spells. But still. Is that what I want, though? Tough call. Takedown would also be good. Another prone. Let's grab this instead. Let's get another prone. I know I keep changing my mind. A lot of good options here. Instructs the ranger's animal companion to rush a target, knocking it prone. 2 per encounter. And prone for 5.8 seconds. Yeah, that's what we'll do. I couldn't make up my mind. Alright, mechanics. Alright, let's go over the level 4 spells. I don't think... yeah, we haven't seen any of this before. Alright, so Confusion. Affects the minds of enemies in the area of effect with delirium, confusing them. Pretty straightforward. Dimensional Shift. Switches the locations of the caster and one ally, leaving a shockwave between them that stuns all caught in the line of fire. Essential Phantom. Creates a ghostly double of the caster, causing shock damage to enemies hit by it. Flame Shield. Engulfs the caster in fire, increasing their freeze damage reduction and causing burning to anyone who damages them with a melee attack. Iron Skin. Transmutes the caster's skin into iron, adding significantly to their damage reduction. This effect lasts for up to 10 attacks. Vendaletta's Concussive Missiles. Fires 5 missiles of pure force at the target, causing a shockwave of crushing damage to foes close to the impact. Minor Arcane Reflection. Creates a field of arcane energy around the caster, causing hostile targeted spells up to 3rd level to be reflected back at their casters, for a total of 10 spell levels. Minor Grimoire Imprint. Gives the caster access to up to 3 free 3rd or lower level spells from the target's wizard, druid, or priest spell list. The wizard can subsequently cast those spells an unlimited number of times for the duration. Sounds really good. A Wall of Flame. Creates a fearsome vertical sheet of flame, inflicting burn damage on anyone moving through it. Pool of Viora. The wizard summons a black sphere that draws all nearby enemies toward it each time it pulses. And Mora's Writhing Tentacles. Summons a trio of powerful tentacles that cannot move, but can inflict crush and corrode damage, and the stuck affliction on anyone they hit. Alright, let's grab Wall of Flame and Iron Skin, I think.
How may I help?
That's all we got. Well, let's make sure everybody has it. Or all of the Grimoires have it equipped. Alright, so check with the merchant. Then we can come back and speak to Waynon. Or Waynon.
Well met, friend.
So the wilds haven't claimed you yet. She smiles. Good to see you again. Show me your wares. Bracers of all-consuming rage. +2 might, +1 constitution. We're definitely going to buy this for my main character. When the husband and children of Elena Skycleaver were captured by Terwin the Blackhearted, she and her troops besieged his castle, hoping to negotiate her family's return. Instead, Terwin had them impaled on the battlements while Elena watched from below. Upon seeing the atrocity, Elena abandoned all rational thought and ran screaming toward Terwin's castle, first in anguish, then in rage. To the surprise of all present, Elena suddenly stopped screaming and burst into flames, supposedly touched by Mogren herself. Terwin's soldiers loosed their arrows, but Elena didn't even slow. She struck the castle gates like a battering ram, bursting through and scattering Terwin's soldiers. Desperate to escape her fury, those who remained threw their master into her path. Her flames engulfed him, and no one knows if the unearthly scream that followed came from him or from her. But within minutes, both of them had burnt to ashes. Only these bracers survived. These bracers are made of bronze covered in a dark green patina. Etched into the metal is a picture of a slender humanoid engulfed in flames. Strangely enough, the humanoid has no head, only 2 blue orbs where the eyes would normally be. Wait, when did we get this? It's soulbound. I don't remember. Did we just get this? Don't recall. Alright, what's next? A dandy hat of the deceased yak. +2 resolve, -1 intellect. Legend behind this hat is that it once belonged to a famed prince of a small kingdom that was conquered and absorbed into the Adarian Empire. The prince and his court were known for their outlandish dress, but not, unfortunately, for prowess in battle. In fact, when the prince learned that the Adirian army was marching toward him, he threw a fabulous party to welcome the invaders. This hat survived the war and subsequent occupation, has been traded in many a dark corner by those wishing to further their social standing with panache. Panache, right? Is it panache? Lined with garish purple silk and adorned with a large chartreuse feather, the hat makes a strong, if questionable, fashion statement. Snurf's Folly. Also resolve, +2 constitution. Be good for Adair. Once belonging to the wife of a noted animancer known as Snurf, this white gold wedding ring is set with a central pink stone flanked by 2 small diamonds. The shine of the gem stands in a stark contrast to the grimy, worn band. It is rumored that while his love was ill and on the brink of death, the desperate animancer performed a radical experiment to merge her soul with his. According to most versions of the tale, her already weakened body was unable to withstand the strain of the binding. While this process extinguished the little life left in her body, it overwhelmed her soul, fragmenting it into oblivion. Overcome with guilt and despair, the once great man lived out the last of his days in his Veth-induced madness, holding on to the hope that he might somehow glimpse traces of her soul amongst his own pitiful reflection. File Stompers. Grants minor fetid caress 3 per rest, +5 damage reduction versus corrode. These boots are created in a small village in the living lands that is bordered by a toxic swamp, frequently overrun by venomous weeds. Though the hard soles have withstood years of use, the edges of the leather show signs of corrosion. It's believed that some of the venom has seeped into the boots. Cloak of the Fox and Hunter. Grants some noble creature 1 per rest. A beagle dog. +5 will, +9 reflex. A Dear Wooden legend tells the story of a hunter who spent days in the woods trying to find food for her family. In her first trap, she caught a boar. "Please, great hunter," the boar begged when she approached. "I am no ordinary boar. I'm the ruler of my kind. If you free me, I'll reward you greatly." The hunter freed the boar, who ran off laughing, never to be seen again. Her second trap caught a turkey. "Please, powerful hunter," the turkey said when she approached. "I'm no ordinary turkey. I'm the ruler of my kind. If you free me, you get rewards such that you cannot imagine." So the hunter released the turkey, who also ran off laughing, never to be seen again. The final trap held a fox. "Please, mighty hunter," the fox began as she approached. "I will not free you," said the hunter. "Already I have lost 2 wonderful meals. I will not lose a third. If you truly will reward me, then I will free you. But you must leave something of yours behind, so I know you will return." The fox left behind the length of its legs, enchanting the hunter's cape with its grace and reflexes. The fox returned to its kind, but was rejected for its short-legged appearance. "You look like a dog," her fellows taunted. No longer welcome among her kind, the fox returned to the hunter and offered another deal. She would aid the hunter in all endeavors as payment for her life. This cloak represents the bargain between the fox and the hunter. Weathered and worn, this cloak is tan with light splotches. When pulled over the head, the corners look like an erect dog ears. Municra Arret. Grants Whisper of Treason 3 per rest. Oops. I'll charm for 10 seconds. And +12 will. This exquisite piece was crafted by alchemists for a secret society of aristocrats in Old Valia. Throughout its history, it has graced the ocular orbits of scheming nobles, influential politicians, and charming salesmen. The dark brass monocle features intricate gear and leaf filigree along the rim. It confers sophistication and carries the unmistakable scent of old money. Berserker's Belt. Only usable by Barbarian, +20% frenzy duration. This belt was the product of a strange collaboration between the famed barbarian Strungbur and an animancer of comparatively lesser fame. Strungbur was determined to extend the period in which he could cast himself into a fearless frenzy, which was the means by which he survived most of his many battles. The animancer, in turn, was much intrigued by the opportunity to investigate the affliction of temper. Over a period of time, the trigger for Strungbur's rage was isolated, and the belt was imbued with a spell which mimicked the effect. The resulting damage done to the laboratory ensured that the pair never collaborated again, but Strungbur was very pleased with the belt he received. So for being associated with the dozens, there is quite a bit of animancer equipment. Was it this one? No. Yeah, so this one and this one both have animators as part of their history. They're being sold by a Dozens merchant. I do really want this. I can sell... That's a couple of things. He's gonna get this scepter instead. Yeah, may as well. So geared Hawaii's Stennis. I have no idea what I'm saying. Geared Highwayn's Stennis, the Bluestone Scepter, is remarkable in that it has been shaped from a single sapphire. Its only other component is its grip, made of silver bands. I say deal raw damage.
Huh?
Good day, stranger.
There we go. And then we buy the bracers. Oh, Sorrel's Boon, that's right. We got something for sleeping with Sorrel. So +2 athletics, +2 constitution, +2 dexterity. How long does that last for? Is there a way to find out how long that lasts for? I think the sleeping bonuses tell you that it's only... No, it doesn't say that either. Huh. Well, either way. And dexterity. There you go. Alright. So he should have a job for us now that we've done the job for Osric. Oh, that we're lacking for the Crucible Knights. Alright, we missed out on an excellent employee. Always finish my contracts. I don't really have loyalty to anybody, just except for my companions. Because we're together not through contract, but because we're companions. That's okay. He couldn't afford my services anyway. So we have a quest out here on the bridge. Yeah, the Forgotten. So Defiance Bay likes us. Gilded Veil likes us. Match of the Crucible like us. The Dozens also faintly like us, but I guess because we're doing the quests. Yeah, then Domino doesn't like us. Okay. That's fair.
Sure.
Alright. The man's hand rests lightly on the hilt of his flail as you approach. What's your business with us? Does the name Barkozy mean anything to you? Yes. You're late. We hate to be kept waiting. Don't let it happen again. Now, onto the details of our arrangement. There's a loose plank on the southern end of the docks in Andra's gift, near that sunken ship. Leave the payment there. Gems and coins only. Gems preferably. Much easier to carry than sacks of coin. Right. We'll take the payment and replace it with Ingwithan relics of slightly lesser value. I say lesser, because we have to take our own fee first. Doing all the work, and taking most of the risk after all. There you have it. Clean and simple. Any questions? How do I know you won't just take the money and leave nothing in return? This arrangement works for Meister Fukilo? It works for Meister Ross. You don't like the deal? Walk away. Don't the Glonfothans get upset when they catch you looting Ingwithan ruins? The Elven woman sneers. We do get caught, which doesn't happen often. Make sure the Glonfothans don't stay upset for very long. Witnesses are inconvenient. How do you know which relics are valuable? I'm quite knowledgeable about the Ingwithan culture. If I say something is valuable, it is. And Varian hasn't been wrong yet either. Pay your master not to worry about us selling him junk. You've managed to keep this arrangement going without ever being caught. Yep. The Valiant ambassador at Ghosty knows about us and is trying to shut us down. He's not as smart as he thinks he is. And besides, our patrons in the Republics are more powerful and influential. We don't have anything to worry about. Alright, I don't have any more questions. Good. Give us about a week. We'll have something for you. Of course. The bad news, Orometh. Marcozi's buyer isn't coming. Looks like the Knights took him in for questioning. My guess is that Ghosty is behind it. So, what's going on here? Who's this? He stares at you, his gaze hardening. Good question. Stare back silently. He knows too much. Kill him. Try that again. There we go. Alright, it's gonna trip this guy. Actually, you know what? Pull this guy to us instead.
How may I help?
I'm here. Can't get a good shot with this.
Yeah.
Alright, 2 grimoires. And sanguine plate.
Yes?
Alright, first things first, let's go and equip these and read them.
How may I help?
Yeah, I figured this would be generic descriptions. Okay. Anything new to learn? Yes. Arcane Dampener, let's go and grab that. Fusion. Essential Phantom. Gonna let us concussive missiles. And Flame Shield. Realized we had that much money. Alright, Confusion and... I'll consider this a defensive spell. We already have one at level 4, so let's go ahead and grab... Ooh. Let's see this one. Let's go and make sure that all these have all the level 4 spells they could ever want. Not really planning this out, just grabbing stuff, as you can tell. Alright, let's look at that new armor that we found. Sanguine Plate. It's a +2 survival, grants frenzy when hit by a critical hit, 2 per encounter. Okay. It's by popular assumption, Sanguine Plate was not named for its blood-spattered appearance. It was originally owned by a barbarian from Roatai. While his combat style did frequently leave the Sanguine Plate in need of a good polishing, it was actually named in reference to the owner's jolly nature. He was popular around town and in the taverns of the nearby port, where he was quick to buy friends and visitors a drink and glad to hear the news from abroad. However, his seemingly inexhaustible good humor was counterweighted by a hair-triggered temper. It was said that none who actually saw him in a bad mood lived to tell the tale. Okay, so we'll probably equip this instead, since it is... not from Roatai, just like our character is. It also has better DR. And it looks much cooler. Hold on to this for now.
Huh?
Alright, we have a couple more level ups. Let's take care of that real fast. Pelagina gets athletics. And I guess lore. We'll grab Lay on Hands as the second line support so she can heal her allies. Built solely by belief. Wait, hold on. Actually, let me take a look real quick. Sworn Enemy would also be good. This would also be good. Ah, so many good things. Alright. We'll get Sworn Enemy first, because someone did tell me that the upgrade for her Sworn Enemy is really good. And then we'll focus on things like Lay on Hands and Inspiring Triumph. Other support abilities for her. The Sworn Enemy, we've seen it before. I'm not going to read it again. Alright, he has a bunch of new spells as well. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so barring Death's Door. Prevent death for 27 seconds. Prevents a severely wounded character's health from reaching 0 when it would result in the death of the character. The character can still be knocked out through endurance loss. Devotions for the Faithful. So Adair, yeah, he has that proccing because he was critically hit. Alright, so friendly AoE. Okay, so it's a buff for your allies and a debuff for enemies. Cool. Invokes the benediction of the priest god, viewing allies in the area of effect with accuracy and might bonuses, while enemies receive penalties to the same. Prayer against bewilderment, immunity to daze confused for 27 seconds. Bestows alacrity upon the minds of allies in the area of effect, granting immunity to the confused and dazed afflictions. Alright, litany against minor afflictions. Immunity to blinded, hobbled, frightened, distracted, dazed, confused, and immunity to prone, stuck, sickened for 27 seconds. Grants a single ally temporary immunity to the blinded, confused, dazed. Alright, we've read all that. Not going to read that again. Just the list. I restore major endurance, plus 42.6 endurance. Shares a generous portion of the caster's divine strength, restoring a significant amount of endurance to all allies in the area of effect. Searing Seal. It's an AoE. Does burn damage and blinds. Places a magical seal on the floor that bursts into flame when an enemy comes into contact with it, blinding them and inflicting burn damage. Shining Beacon. Conjures an intensely luminous beacon of light, causing enemies in the area of effect to take a penalty to all defenses and accrue burn damage over time. In Triumph of the Crusaders. Oh man, plus 224 endurance per kill. Imparts to allies the fervor of righteousness in battle. When any ally in the area of effect delivers a killing blow, he or she regains endurance. A lot of it too. Cool. Alright. I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we'll return to a ghosty and report what happened here. And once we clear all that up, we will head to Area to Chill. But for now, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.